Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm looking at a couple of products from Orbitkey. The first one is this, the 2-in-1 tech pouch. Everything you need at your fingertips without the bulk. This is the terracotta version. It also comes in black, and this is a really cool, as you can see on the front here, two-part tech pouch system. So this is the simple belly band that comes on it. I'm going to talk about the parts and features of this. I'll show a little bit of a feel and give some pros and cons. The other item I have to look at today is this. This is the pencil case, once again in terracotta, and these can be bought as a set from Orbitkey. Or individually, of course. It's a really cool little system and one I've really enjoyed using over the last few weeks. Orbitkey is a Melbourne-based company. All their products are designed here in Melbourne by the team, but they are made in China to very, very high standards. The material on the outside of this is 600D 100% cycle PET with PU lamination, so making it nice and sort of waterproof. The internal liner is 100% recycled polyester, and the zips also have a nice sort of PU lining to keep them sort of waterproof. It's important that these kinds of products have some water resistance. After all, you don't want the things you carry in here, such as hard drives or tech gear or anything, to get damaged. On the outside of the Orbitkey 2-in-1 pouch, as you can see the zip running around the entire body. There's also a front pouch here which opens up with that zip and reveals the pass-through point. And this is a nice handy pocket for any of those sort of products you want close at hand. And then there's a handle on the sides and a handle on the top with the labeling on it there, so that you have easy access to remove it from your bag or your satchel or whatever you carry this in. Now the zip runs 3/4 of the way around the bag and it opens up, you know, nice and open there. And in here is where we get the 2-in-1 portion of it. So there is a second smaller pouch here made from the same materials that sits on the inside of that bag. So it gives you really, really solid internal organization. You can zip that up on the inside. Nice sort of big open pouches with mesh and elastic and all those kinds of things. Nice big pouch there in the front, but you can take this out and use it as a single day little tech pouch on its own, or just for those, once again, those items you really want to have ready access to. This detachable inner storage here, as they call it, does have a fold open system, so you can fold down that front pouch there and sit it on your desk, so you have access to whatever you want to be storing in there. Once again, there's a nice sort of pouch on the back there with elastic mesh pouches and some elastic bands, and then a nice sort of open space. These all have really good sort of expandable storage based on what you're going to carry. And that sit down on your desk system, it's good. Like it does take a bit of teasing to get to stay there, and I found it is better when there are weighted products in it. But it's a nice little feature for that sort of take it out and use it on your desk, on your bedside table, whatever you might be doing. I've traveled with this setup over the last few weeks. I found it really handy to keep things like a couple of pens, some notepaper, and also things like my phone charger in here, ready access to go when I need it. Back to the main pouch now, and talking about the internal organization here. In this main pouch, which is where the little pouch goes, you've got these 3 elastic mesh pouches on the front there. You've got these sort of divider pouches in the middle, 2 sort of larger portions here, and more mesh pockets here. There's also a couple of rings for like a pen and things like that. Now this little bit here is where things get a bit interesting. So you can take that out and collapse that divider down to give yourself a bit more space if you wanted to carry bigger items, maybe a pair of headphones or something like that. This hole here also feeds through to the pouch on the front, and this is great for like your phone charger cable. Once again, easy access to that to allow you to charge your devices while the your charging brick or whatever you may have in here is still hidden away. A lot of the features of the 2-in-1 tech pouch are designed for those people who commute or travel and need access to, an array of chargers or cables, little tech gear and that kind of stuff on the go. Things like the pass-through feature, the internal storage divider, these are all features that make this system really handy to use. In terms of the dimensions of the 2-in-1 tech pouch, the entire kit is about 230 millimeters by 140 millimeters by about 80 millimeters. Of course, that's going to change slightly depending on what you're carrying, but that's the general sort of size. Now, the weight is 255 grams, or if you take out the divider, this on its own is 155. So not super heavy, nice and compact, good enough space to carry a good range of products and items, but not too bulky. Let's take a moment now to look at the pencil case. Now, this is a fairly straightforward pencil case on the outside. It's got that sort of expandable sort of storage on the bottom, but you undo the zip and there's some nice little features going on here. So you've got this center divider once again with sort of elastic loops to hold things in place. You might want to carry cables or pencil sharpeners and things. There's a nice spot behind there, a little spot in front, and then also this ready access slip in the divider. So if you've got a pen or something that you use a lot, this is a great place to slot that in. I'll just show it here with a pen. You can slot that pen in there and have ready access to that as soon as you open the pouch. So in terms of dimensions, this is once again 230 millimeters by 90 millimeters by 50 millimeters. So super compact. It's made of the same materials, weighs 68 grams empty. This is a really convenient size and a really convenient length of pencil case. It's a little bit longer than some other pencil cases, which allows you to carry things like Blackwing pencils and things with a little bit more ease. So I've spoken a little bit about the features of these two items. In terms of price, the tech pouch is $69 US and the pencil case is $29.90 US. So not super cheap, but they are well made, and I think they're reasonably priced, especially in comparison to some of their competitors in the market, but they are beautifully made and have a lot of really great features. And of course, Orbitkey items come with that 2-year warranty. So if something goes wrong with the item that isn't your fault, you can get back to the retailer or to Orbitkey and they will help take care of you. So now let's do a quick fill of these. I'll start with the pencil case because it's probably the most simple one to demonstrate it all with. So as I said, there's that easy pen access little slip in the in that center divider. And then let's just put a couple of sort of random bits and pieces around. So you might put a few pens and things on either side. I've got quite a lot of stuff here. Let's just see what we can get in. Let's put a pencil sharpener in here. There we go. And maybe some leads and an eraser in there. So nice easy access to all of that, and of course that all zips up really easily. Now I could probably put even a few more pens in there without any trouble. You can see there's still a good amount of space, but with, what is that, like maybe 8 or 9 pens and pencils and things, that's a nice sort of easy fill. It's not a huge pencil case, but this isn't designed to be a case that you carry lots and lots of stuff with. This is for easy access at work or school or wherever you may be. Okay, let's now do a little bit of a fill of the tech pouch. Now, a couple of things I want to say. Firstly, I'm not going to fill this to capacity. You will carry different things than I will. This is kind of like the kind of carry that I use with this pouch. It'll give you an idea of the sorts of things it can hold and the sorts of capacity, but it isn't exhaustive, and it can be used for multiple different things. You might want to use it for makeup and bits and pieces, or stationery items, or tech, medication, whatever you need. The versatility of this system is one of the things I love about it most. In fact, this would make, as a lot of you know, I'm a type 1 diabetic, this would make a great diabetic case with a little bit insulated sleeve or something in there for the insulin itself. For all those little bits and pieces that you need to carry, it's quite handy, and it's a great size for that. But let's start with a bit of a fill of it. So I like these two pouches for things like a hard drive and a mobile phone charging brick. I find them a really convenient size for that. You could also put these in the back in those little mesh sleeves as well without any issue whatsoever, allowing you to put something like some medications and things in one of those bigger divided pouches. Or as I said, you can take this off and have a more open compartment there. let's then chuck my camera charger in there. You can see it's already a nice amount of stuff. Everything's kind of well protected. The seams are all quite robust, and you know, there's a nice sort of bit of padding in the general construction of the bag. Now, if we have a look at this divider pouch, let's do a little bit of a fill of that. So I've got a few pens I'll put in here, and I'll put one in this little front loop. I find the loops really nice on these, simple elastic loops, but convenient and nice to have something sort of stored out of the way. Put a few sort of pens in there like that, very nice. Let's put some things in these elastic dividers. So I might put, you know, some ink cartridges, maybe some of the smaller ones, things like an SD card or a USB-C converter, or even a USB drive. Lots of sort of nice little divider space and things. Let's put some post-it notes in here. And there's still quite a lot of room in the back here, so let's put a couple of handy cables in there. So that's, you know, not a, as I said, not a full fill, but that's enough in there for that to be a very convenient carry-on for your daily use. Now if we get this main pouch back, we can slot that into its spot in there. Still got spaces, of course, in those mesh sleeves. We've still got the pen loop, so let's put another pen in there. And then let's zip this up. So as you can see, it all zips up quite easily with all of that in it. It's sturdy, it's robust, it's all taken care of. So that is the pencil case and the 2-in-1 tech pouch there. So what are some pros and cons of these? Let's start with the cons. For me, sometimes having too much organization in something is a hindrance. It sort of gets in the way of you being able to carry what you need, how you need. And there are things that the Orbitkey one does, like that removable divider and things, that make this much more adaptable, and that's really handy. As I said, this is versatile for multiple uses, and it's got things that make it a very versatile little item. Yes, the prices are not low, but I don't think they are high for what you get either. I think they're well priced, considered. I love the zips. I love the water resistance. This fabric feels great, particularly on the outside of the tech pouch. So you feel like your things are protected. I really enjoy this terracotta color. I think it's really interesting and it stands out. And if you're carrying a bag that has a black liner or something like that, it's going to stand out, and that's really, really great. I really love the removable divider, storage as well. That makes it such a handy, use for sitting on your desk, or you could use this as a simple day pack for bits and pieces you might need out on the go. It's really, really useful, and as I said, very, very versatile. And because it's all structured well, everything sort of feels safe and protected, if you will. Other little features like the cable pass through, I think are great. Particularly if you're traveling and you want to just be able to get your phone charged on the go. It's a really, really handy little system. So this was the Orbitkey 2-in-1 tech pouch and pencil case. I hope you found this video interesting and useful. Please like and subscribe, hit the notifications button, all that kind of stuff. A big thank you to Orbitkey for providing these for review. If you're interested, I'll link to their website down below, and you can pick one or more of these kinds of items up for yourself. Orbitkey make great things. All their range is really interesting, so check them out. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there's why you would like to support the channel, I would really love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your gear, and I'll talk to you soon.